Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
So what do we got here?
This is a fantastic item by one of the most influential bass players of rock and roll history. This is John Entwistle's handwritten lyrics to a song called Scared of You.
John Entwistle from The Who.
The Who.
The guy was phenomenal. Yeah. It's very rare that people know who a bass player is in a band.
I'm here at the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop to sell my John Entwistle handwritten lyrics. The original song was titled Scared of You, and then it changed to I'm So Scared, and it's on his Mad Dog album. The lyrics are written on 3 pieces of paper with pen ink, and it has all of his revisions in the song. I've had this for several years, and it's just been sitting in one of my safes waiting for me to frame it, but I never got around to it. I'm looking to get $1,500 for my handwritten lyrics by John Entwistle.
It's super cool, man. So, I mean, obviously this is off his solo stuff. Tell me more about this. How'd you get it?
After John Entwistle died, they had an auction of all his stuff. And once I saw that and a few other items I have of his, I just couldn't pass it up because he's such an influence to me as a musician myself.
I don't care what anybody says. A bass player was nothing till this guy came along.
He's the Jimi Hendrix of bass.
I mean, the guy just had a phenomenal career. The Who was one of those bands that recorded like 60-something albums. They would have their little breakups, and John would go on and do his thing, but he was never as successful doing this as he was with The Who. You know, I can pick it apart because it's not perfect paper here, and, you know, there's tears and stuff in it, but that makes it even better to me. You know, that's the fact that there's stuff scribbled out, and it's kind of cool just to see the process of it. So what are you looking to do with it?
I'm looking to sell it.
So how much are you looking to get out of it?
I'm looking to get $1,500 for it.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I mean, this is something really cool. I would just like to ask you if it's okay if I have a guy come check out the handwriting, make sure it's actually written by him, not his assistant or something.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a few, all right?
You got it. I'm hoping the expert can confirm what I already believe, that these are his lyrics, and if they're worth more money.
Earlier today, a guy brought in what he says are handwritten lyrics by Who bassist John Entwistle. It's from a song off his solo album, and if it's legit, it could be one of the coolest items that's been in the shop in a long time. He's asking $15,000 for it, so I called up Steve Grad to find out who the author really is. So we have handwritten song lyrics by John Entwistle.
The Ox. So they called him the Ox. And I think it was because he could basically eat and drink a lot. He was like a human refrigerator, basically. But, you know, in truth, he was really the only musically trained member of The Who. I mean, the rest of them really weren't trained like him. Turns out he ends up as one of the greatest bass players of all time. And, you know, Pete Townshend's one of the greatest guitarists, Keith Moon, one of the best drummers, and they were a super band. Very talented guy. Unfortunately, passed away in 2002, you know, way before his time. So, had a chance to meet him many times through the years, and very nice guy.
Okay, so here's the deal. I've had autographs from these guys. I've never had song lyrics.
Sure.
Can you tell me if this was actually written by him?
Yeah, sure. I do have some examples I could compare to pretty easily, Corey. And I'm going to ask you, can we flip these around real quick?
Feel free.
When I look at people's handwriting, most important thing I look for is the spacing, the sizing, how they write things, the angle. And his handwriting went from printed, cursive. He kind of does that all over the place. And I'm kind of seeing the same thing here, the way he makes his M's. It's all the same thing throughout, and I see it here. So no doubt about it, this is his work, and that's all of his writing.
Okay. What do you think something like this could be worth?
If this stuff came from The Who, if this was from one of the more famous songs, My Generation, you're talking $15,000, $20,000 easy. Unfortunately, these are from his solo career, still solid, but worth a lot less. Something like this, 3 pages, obviously it's not signed. He'd have no reason to sign his own lyrics that he written. These I put about $800.
My man, I appreciate you coming down.
Good seeing you, Corey. Take care.
Thank you.
I really hate when stuff like this happens, man. You take $600?
You go 7?
You know what? I'll do $700. Meet me right over there. We got to do some paperwork.
You got it. I spent $300 to get the lyrics, and I made $400 on it profit, so it's time to go to a big loud rock show.